Hello and welcome to Fresh Faced One Shots. My name is Joey.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we are starting a brand new adventure on Fresh Faced One Shots. It really is sort of a continuation because this is a direct spin-off of a title we're already reading on Fresh Faced One Shots. But today we're starting Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman by Tom King with art by Belen Ortega. Essentially a continuation of the world's finest backups of Wonder Woman. I would say... I guess sort of jumping right into it, something that I'm immediately enjoying about this is that I always loved the general vibe of World's Finest as a backup story. This is that, but given a bit more stakes, and I appreciate that. I appreciate what it is as a concept. So I guess let's actually get into it properly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. First off, we should actually say off the top, Belen Ortega art.
Belen fucking Ortega. I love it. I love the art. I absolutely love
She's
the art.
great. I have some quibbles with the fact that this is a 6-issue miniseries, and I'm not entirely sure if I think this is the best foot forward for an issue 1. I didn't dislike it. I'll say that.
I mean, it's not meant to be a completely standalone thing. I think it's meant to be supplemental, essentially, to the Tom King Wonder Woman stuff.
Yes. I think my problem is, so the backups in the King run have worked really well at alleviating the tension, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trouble is, when considering this is a standalone, there isn't quite that tension to alleviate. So it takes a little bit of getting used to.
I actually disagree with that. I think the simple premise of the book, which I didn't know was the premise of the book, it's meant to be a twist in this first issue, immediately sets the tension. And I feel like this book is going to break my heart as we get closer and closer to our resolution. Because let's be real, Tom King isn't going to actually resurrect Steve Trevor in this miniseries. But what we're doing here is we're playing around with the idea of Lizzie trying to save her father that she never knew. And that breaks my heart immediately, just the concept of it. I love that idea. I'm super into that. And also, what's not fun about the idea of the three Trinities? Like, I kind of love that.
Okay, yes. I think our two older Trinities might need a little more work and a little more definition than I think what we've gotten so far. Like,
which I think is why wisely King makes little Lizzie the point of view character in this issue, first issue.
In this issue, I hope that means we're gonna get an issue.
I think we're gonna get, at least these first 3 issues, I think, are going to be one dedicated to each Lizzie. Yeah.
I'm trying my hardest not to make a Three Doctors reference by making little Lizzie Hartnell, like
no,
adolescent Lizzie Troughton, teen Lizzie Pertwee.
Also, this is really funny. We recorded our final Crisis episode for Fresh Face Comics not that long ago, and I just love that Infinite Earths references keep popping up in things, and you haven't read Infinite Earths.
Happening. I'm like, hey.
we have Pariah here. We have the destruction of an Earth. Like it's really fun. I love it. Also, we have the return of the Corgi.
But this is a different Corgi. Like, this isn't.
Yeah, this is not. Well, I mean, John and Damien do still get turned into corgis, but also other Bat and Super family members get turned into corgis as well. So,
I think Belen Ortega just likes I can words.
Yeah, Belen Ortega and Tom King, I think, like corgis, and I think also that particular backup from World's Finest was really well received. So they're like, let's just keep doing more of that. And let's
just make this a bit.
We'll
do this
blame them for that. Bit. It's very fun. I love Lizzie telling the story of how everything began to Pariah. I just love. There's something just super fucking adorable, of course, about the way Belen Ortega draws little Lizzie, but the way King writes the character as well. She keeps calling him Mr. Piranha, and I find that adorable.
And we eventually do the Bugs Bunny bit of she gets the name right and he then gets it wrong.
Very funny. And so we flash back and we have our Lizzies meeting up with one another. We have teenage Lizzie talking to little Lizzie, and eventually a young adult Lizzie getting involved. And also we're cutting back to, interestingly, I think these the Maiden, Mother, and Crone characters from the one issue of King's Wonder Woman run to set up our Steve Trevor, at least temporary return.
Explicitly as the Fates. Mm-hmm. The Fates who cut the thread of life and Um, is the implication that they then cut Steve's thread again, or
perhaps? I like. I mean, there's the whole Steve holding the threads in his own hands at the end there of the issue. So I'm curious to see what that's all about. I'm not sure. I'm sure King will expand on it more going forward. But yeah, I like that idea. I love what I love the younger Lizzie's traveling forward. I like how, I guess because we know that by the time Lizzie becomes an adult and has the other lassos, that she's a bit more abrasive, especially, I'm guessing this is like not long before her encounter with the Sovereign.
Or possibly not long after, depending. Like
Yeah, it could be right after. But no, like she's been through some shit, and I like, I don't know, I think in a weird, it's an odd, let's be real about this as well. Like, Lizzie is still a fairly new character. She's only been around for not even a full 2 years. And so like, it's an odd story to fully give Trinity like on her own to begin with. But I think in its own way, Tom King is able to, I think, strongly establish who Lizzie is by showing us 3 different versions of her throughout her life.
I think she establishes Kid Lizzie really well. I think the other 2 both need some work, and this is a 6-issue mini, so I'm, knock on wood, hopefully we'll get that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Plenty of time to develop on it. I'm also personally very curious where in I guess future Themyscira, where this statue of Steve and Diana comes from. I'm very curious about that because we had the making of the Steve statue in the main Wonder Woman stuff, but I'm curious where this particular statue comes from. That'll be curious to see about later. But of course we get our Bat and Super family members transformed into corgis because, you know, time's getting fucked with. And I like that that's the only reason. Like yeah, Lizzie just shifted the timeline just a little bit, enough to turn them into corgis, and I find that really funny. And then they go traveling throughout time, different universes, and so the different Lizzies are sent after, they send themselves after these corgis, and that's the premise of the series. I guess so.
I don't know if it's going to be able to sustain a whole series, if I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's very much an introductory issue, and
I think we might be moving on from the corgis in issue 2 or 3. I kind of hope we are.
Or at the very least, making them a bit more of a background feature.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Overall, I did like the first issue.
I didn't dislike it. I just like, let's see.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad also that we're just actually taking the time to expand on Lizzie more because of the way King is telling his story in the main Wonder Woman stuff. Like, Lizzie can't really become more of a character because she's going to spend most of that run as an infant, I imagine.
I don't think we're jumping ahead a couple of years.
Yeah. So I like this. I like that we're able to just make her more of a character separate from that. And as long as you have the basic premise of, yeah, Steve Trevor died before Lizzie was born, then I think that works just fine. And this could easily be someone's introduction to the character, I suppose.
Yeah. I think the big thing is going to be, will Lizzie have the staying power that Damian and John have had? Like,
and I mean, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. It probably is because it's written by Tom King. But personally, I hope so. I hope she sticks around. I hope this isn't forgotten about.
I hope she doesn't just turn into a Tom King character. I'd like to see what other writers do. That can be, let's be honest, that can be a problem for characters where they're introductory later.
That happens a lot with Wonder Woman characters in general. I mean, Yara Flor barely shows up in anything anymore, and it's a fucking shame.
I mean, part of that problem is Wonder Woman only gets 1 book,
and she should have 2.
At least. She should
give me. Was it More Fun Comics? Give me More Fun Comics. Come on, make it today.
Let's see. What was? Oh God, what was?
Was it hers More Fun Comics or her? What was hers?
Hers was Sensational, I think.
Sensational, that's it. What's More Fun Comics? Is that
More Fun is Green Arrow and Aquaman?
That's the one. Thank you so much for that. I couldn't think of what it was for a second. Anyway, I think that about does that. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out other Fresh Face one-shots we do. We cover Superman by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King, Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, The End of the Long Halloween Saga, as well as The Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. And now we're covering this, so we're back up to 5 titles, but thankfully...
And this month we have a special 6th one coming.
Because it is June. We are covering, as we usually do, the 2025 DC Pride special, so that'll be lots of fun.
Yes, we're trying to get a guest on for that. We're working out schedules. Not going to it'll come out before the end of Pride month.
I think last year we got it out at the very end of June, so scheduling could be a pain sometimes. But all that said, also check out the main podcast, Fresh Face Comics. At the time of this coming out tomorrow, if you're watching this the day it comes out, tomorrow we have our episode releasing on DC's Final Crisis with our friend and guest on the podcast, Kian. And next time we're doing Batman Battle for the Cowl, all leading up to episode 100 of Fresh Face Comics. I'm so excited that we're here. It's going to be awesome. Also, check out our link trees. Our socials and everything will be in the description below. You can follow us if you want to follow us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, Blood Edit Studios. Any and all support means the world to us. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
And Jacob Licklider.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.